Talk to yourself like this for just 30 days and watch everything change. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Still your mind. Now listen carefully, because everything you see, everything you touch, everything you experience in this world, it is all answering to one voice. And that voice is yours. Yes, yours. For 30 days, I want you to speak to yourself as if the world is already bent in your favor. I want you to walk like the answer has already arrived. I want you to think from the place you desire to be, not toward it, not about it, but from it. Because the truth is, you are not here to chase. You are here to choose. Speak to yourself like this. I am already the one I've been waiting for. I am already chosen. I am already seen. I am already loved. I am already successful. I am already free. And when the old voice comes up, the one that says, but nothing's changed, you answer it gently but firmly. It has in me. And that's where everything begins. You must understand this. The world is not moved by your begging. It is not changed by your worry. It is not shifted by your waiting. The world is moved by your assumption. The inner conversations you hold are the architects of your outer world. What you whisper to yourself in secret becomes what shouts back to you in reality. So, for the next 30 days, speak to yourself as one who already has. Don't wait for proof. Be the proof. When you wake up, say, something amazing is happening for me right now. I don't have to see it to believe it. I believe it, so I will see it. When fear rises, say, this fear has no power over me. I am rooted in truth. I am secure in what I know. I am becoming what I have already claimed. When doubt knocks, say, I do not entertain doubt. I entertain destiny. And when the world seems silent, when it seems like nothing is changing, remind yourself, my words are seeds. They are planted in unseen soil. And just because I can't see the roots doesn't mean the tree isn't growing. There is no delay in the spirit, only in your recognition of what is already yours. Speak to yourself like this. I am wealth. I am health. I am love. I am peace. I am purpose. I am power. And I do not hope for these things. I embody them. And every time you're tempted to speak the opposite, when you want to say, I don't know how, or it's not working, stop, breathe, and return to the truth. Say, it is working. I may not see it, but it is unfolding. The doors are opening. The answers are coming. I am becoming. Because here is the secret. You are not waiting on a breakthrough. Your breakthrough is waiting on you to speak like it's done. You are not waiting on a miracle. The miracle is waiting on you to assume the posture of one who already has it. Every time you speak, you are giving the universe its instructions. Every time you imagine, you are giving your life its blueprint. Every time you assume, you are calling into form that which has no choice but to obey you. For the next 30 days, speak as if the world is to rearrange for you, because it does. That's how powerful you are. Speak to yourself like this. I am the evidence of answered prayer. I am the fulfillment of vision. I am not becoming, I already am. And then live like it. Walk with confidence. Respond with certainty. Smile with knowing. You don't need permission to become who you were born to be. You only need to agree. Every moment you choose the higher voice, the voice of faith, the voice of assumption, the voice of I am, you are collapsing timelines and pulling your desires into this very moment. For 30 days, discipline yourself to speak from the end. Stop describing what is. Start declaring what shall be, as though it already is, because it is. So now listen again to your own voice. I am no longer waiting. I am no longer begging. I am no longer doubting. I am declaring, I am deciding. I am demonstrating, and with that decision, you have changed the course of everything. Talk to yourself like this for just 30 and watch what happens. You've heard the outer world speak loud enough, long enough. Now it's time to hear the voice that truly matters, the voice within, the voice that creates, the voice that declares, the voice that is not waiting for permission, approval, or confirmation, the voice that is the confirmation. For the next 30 days, I am inviting you. No, I am calling you to talk to yourself differently, not casually, not reactively, but creatively. Because what you say to yourself, you shape. What you repeat to yourself, you become. The words you speak inwardly are the substance of your reality. This is not about empty affirmations. This is about assumed identity. This is about becoming so inwardly convinced of your truth that the world has no choice but to reflect it. It is about speaking from a position of already having, already being, already done. So talk to yourself like this. I am not becoming, I am. I am the one. I am the embodiment of everything I once reached for. And now I no longer reach. I remember. Remember who you are. Remember what's within you. You are not weak. You are not confused. You are not without guidance. You are not without provision. You are not without power. You are not hoping, you are knowing. And knowing changes everything. For 30 days, speak from this knowing. Every morning, every night, every time fear whispers, doubt lingers, or the world contradicts your desire, return to your knowing. Say, my word is law. My inner world is the blueprint. The world is not my master, it is my mirror. And the mirror does not argue, it does not debate. It simply reflects what you assume to be true. So assume something higher. Assume something greater. Assume something holy. Assume that your future is not uncertain. It is already written, and you are reading it from within. Assume that what you speak is not hopeful. It is creative. Assume that your desire is not wishful. It is instructional, flowing from the part of you that already stands in the fulfillment. Let the old self fall away, the one who needed signs to believe, who needed proof to proceed. You are no longer that. You are now one who believes before the evidence, one who walks before the path appears, one who commands before the manifestation. This is what it means to live in faith. Not faith in religion, faith in your inner authority, faith in your ability to create, faith in the law of consciousness, that what you are conscious of being, you inevitably become. So talk to yourself like this. I am conscious of my wealth, and so wealth flows to me. I am conscious of my peace, and so peace becomes my atmosphere. I am conscious of my healing, and so healing becomes my expression. You must understand this. Nothing comes to you from the outside. It is all drawn from within. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are conscious of being. So ask yourself daily, what am I being right now? Am I being fear or faith? Am I being lack or abundance? Am I being confusion or clarity? Am I being victim or creator? The world cannot give you what you deny yourself. It cannot offer what you will not allow yourself to hold inwardly. So give it to yourself now. Let it be real in you before it becomes visible to the world. Say, I give myself permission to succeed. I give myself permission to receive. I give myself permission to rise. It is safe for me to walk in power. It is safe for me to be seen. It is safe for me to hold more than enough. Let these words enter your subconscious, like seeds, into fertile soil. Speak them with reverence. Speak them with expectancy. Because for 30 days you are not hoping, you are sowing. And the harvest is guaranteed. Even when nothing looks different on the outside, hold your inner ground. Even when it seems silent, unchanging, slow, hold your inner vision. Because something is always happening behind the scenes. Something is always forming when you refuse to fold. Say to yourself, my job is not to figure out how, it's to know that it is already done. My job is not to manipulate, it's to align. My job is not to chase, it's to assume. And assumption is not arrogance. Assumption is faith in action. To assume is to say, I do not need to see it. I already possess it. And when you possess it inwardly, you call it forward, outwardly. Don't underestimate the power of this simple sacred practice. 30 days may sound small, but when you are consistent in consciousness, the shift is seismic. Day by day, your inner conversations begin to dominate. The old voices lose their grip. The worn-out stories fall away, and suddenly you begin to live from a new place, a higher place. And it feels natural. Because it is, you were always meant to live this way. You were always meant to walk in authority. You were always meant to speak and see the world rearrange itself. Not because you forced it, but because you believed it. Because you assumed it. Say this with me. I no longer argue with my destiny. I no longer shrink to be accepted. I no longer delay what is mine. I rise now. I receive now. I am now. Every day for 30 days, Repeat these truths until they are no longer affirmations. They are your identity. When others speak lack, you'll stay silent and walk in abundance. When others declare delays, you'll move in divine timing. When others speak fear, you'll whisper, "Not in my world." You're building a new mental world, a new inner dimension, and the outer world has no choice. It must conform. That is the law. So do not measure results by what your eyes see in the first few days. This is not about appearances. This is about inner dominion. This is about unseen roots taking hold beneath the surface. Talk to yourself like this: I am the cause, not the effect. I am the root, not the branch. I am the source, not the seeker. And when temptation comes to fall back, to complain, to doubt, gently bring yourself back to center. Speak the truth even when you don't feel it. Especially then, that's when the magic happens. Say, I don't speak what I see. I speak what I intend to see. My word precedes reality. My feeling molds the form. When you're feeling, your emotional conviction is everything. So for 30 days, do not just say the words, feel them. Embody them, step into them like you are stepping into clothes that already fit you perfectly. Because they do. And the more you wear them, the more natural they become. By day 10, you'll begin to notice small shifts. Unexpected opportunities, subtle alignments, a clearer mind, a lighter heart. By day 20, you'll feel unrecognizable. Not because your life has fully changed yet, but because you have. And by day 30, something will have clicked. Something irreversible. You will have proven to yourself that reality is not out there, it's in here. In the words you speak, in the images you hold, in the truths you repeat. So let the old ways die. Let the old voice go. Let this be the start of a new inner atmosphere, a new dialogue between you and your higher self. And talk to yourself like this: I am no longer rehearsing limitation. I am rehearsing abundance. I am no longer entangled in the past. I am anchored in my power. I am no longer waiting to feel worthy. I know that I am. This is your life. This is your power. This is your moment. No more waiting. Speak it. Claim it. Feel it. Be it. Talk to yourself like this for just 30 days. And the world you see will not be the same. Because you won't be. What you are about to hear isn't just a suggestion. It's a sacred invitation. An invitation to step out of the old pattern and into a higher dimension of yourself. An invitation to stop chasing and start becoming. An invitation to return to the center of your power. You've been taught to look outward. You've been taught to wait on signs, on circumstances, on confirmations. But now I tell you to turn inward. Because the world does not change first. The self does. The shift you're seeking will not begin in your environment, it will begin in your awareness. The world is echoing the words you speak in the secret place of your mind. The unseen conversations, the silent assumptions, the thoughts you nurse when no one's watching. They are not idle, they are creative, they are causal, they are instructions to reality. For the next 30 days, I want you to do something radical. I want you to talk to yourself like you already have what you've been waiting for. Not as fantasy, not as a coping mechanism, but as the actual cause of a new reality. Because your inner speech is a rehearsal for your becoming. Let me say that again. Your inner speech is a rehearsal for your becoming. You are always becoming something, and you become what you most frequently assume to be true. So begin today to talk to yourself like this: I am no longer seeking, I am finding. I am no longer hoping, I am having. I am no longer doubting, I am deciding. I am no longer a student of life, I am a master of it. Say it before the facts agree. Say it before the evidence appears. Say it when you don't feel it, when you don't see it, and when it doesn't yet seem logical. Because you are not here to describe what is. You are here to declare what shall be. You are not a reporter, you are a creator. When you speak from the end, when you occupy the state of the one who already has, life bends, circumstances rearrange. People show up, resources appear, opportunities open. Not by accident, not by chance, but by law. You see, your assumption is not a passive thing. It is an energetic decree. It commands the unseen to become seen. It instructs the field of infinite possibility to solidify into form. It says, this is who I am, and everything else must align with that. So talk to yourself like this. I am already the success I envisioned. I am already living in answered prayer. I am already chosen, appointed, anointed. I do not chase. I attract. I do not doubt. I declare. I do not question. I know. There is a version of you that doesn't flinch at obstacles, that doesn't wait for permission, that doesn't measure their worth by what the world thinks. That version is real. It's you without the false layers. And that version is activated by your self-concept, the truth you hold and rehearse about who you are. So for the next 30 days, rehearse only what you want to become. Reject the inner stories that say, it's hard, or it's too late, or I don't have enough. Those are borrowed voices. They do not belong to you. They are echoes of a former self. They are relics of a time when you forgot who you were. But now you remember. Now you speak with authority. Now you say, I am the cause of my life. I am not reacting. I am designing. I am not waiting. I am walking in the end. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a powerful self-concept. You need an unwavering assumption. And that is built in your words. Your words are your wand. Your voice is your command. Do not underestimate the daily power of talking to yourself from the end. If every time you say, I am abundant, you plant the seed. Every time you say, I am aligned, you water it. Every time you say, I am chosen, you call the harvest forward. And even when the outer world contradicts your inner truth, you do not flinch. You do not beg. You do not plead. You return to your assumption. You hold the position because the world must yield to the one who holds their self-concept firmly. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. This is not ego. This is essence. For 30 days, discipline your tongue to speak what your spirit knows. Speak it first in the quiet of the morning, when the world is still soft. Speak it again at night, when your mind is drifting into the subconscious realm, where impressions take root and grow. Don't just speak with words, speak with feeling. Feel the reality of your desires fulfilled. Feel the joy of the answered prayer. Feel the peace of the completed goal. Not someday, now. And when fear rises, and it will talk back, say, this fear has no root in me. I do not water it. I do not rehearse it. I let it pass through, because I know who I am, and I know how this ends. It ends in fulfillment. You must become so saturated in your inner truth that the outer world becomes irrelevant. You must become so familiar with the feeling of already done that delay no longer has power over you. Let others watch the clock. You watch your consciousness. Let others obsess over timing. You obsess over alignment. Because when your inner conversation matches your end result, time becomes your servant, not your master. So again I say, talk to yourself like this. I am the embodiment of answered prayer. I am not waiting on God. God is waiting on me. I am not searching for the door. I am the key. This is your creative power. This is the secret that turns ordinary minds into miraculous lives. And it's not hard. It's not complicated. It's simply this. Assume the identity of the one who already has what you desire. Let your words match that identity. If you were already healed, how would you speak? If you were already wealthy, how would you think? If you were already in love, how would you feel? Don't wait to become. Speak from the becoming. This is not a performance. It is a remembrance. You are not speaking to make it true. You are speaking because it is true in the unseen. And your voice is drawing it out of the invisible and into the visible. So for the next 30 days, be unwavering. Let your inner dialogue be disciplined, sacred, intentional. Don't say, I'm trying. Say, I've decided. Don't say, I hope it happens. Say, it's happening now. Don't say, I don't know how. Say, it's unfolding perfectly. You are teaching your subconscious who you are. And once your subconscious accepts it, it becomes your life. You will begin to feed it first. Lightness, confidence, peace. Then you'll see it. New opportunities, new people, new ways. The world will start responding, not because you forced it, but because you aligned with it. This is how you move into your next season. Not by force, by frequency. Not by effort, By identity, you are no longer reacting. You are revealing, no longer doubting. You are deciding, no longer wishing. You are walking in fulfillment. So for 30 days, talk to yourself like this. I am already the one I've been waiting to become. And I do not try. I embody. I do not seek. I command. I do not wait. I receive. Say it in the mirror. Say it in your journal. Say it while you walk, while you drive, while you breathe. Say it when it's easy. Say it when it's hard. Say it until it becomes who you are. Because this voice you carry, this language of faith, this divine self-talk, it is not ordinary, it is not small, it is not weak. It is creative, it is powerful, it is law. So now you know the truth. Now you know the way. Now you hold the key. Speak from the end. Speak from knowing. Speak from the version of you that already is. Do this for 30 days, and everything will change. Because you will. For the next 30 days, speak to yourself like the future you is already here. Not the one struggling, not the one searching, not the one doubting, but the you who already holds the promise fulfilled. The you who already lives in the manifestation. The you who is no longer asking for the blessing, but being the blessing. Every day, speak not as someone trying to change their life, but as someone who already did. Because the life you desire doesn't start when the money comes, or the healing comes, or the breakthrough comes. It starts when you become the one who no longer questions if, but declares it is done. That is the turning point. That is when things begin to rearrange in your world, not randomly, but by law. Because your life, whether you realize it or not, is a mirror. It reflects your assumptions, your dominant self-talk, your innermost convictions. Not the words you say once, but the ones you say repeatedly. The ones that echo through your thoughts when no one's watching. You think you're waiting on something to change, but it's waiting on you, on your decision, on your assumption, on your inner agreement. So for 30 days, don't just try to think positive. Go deeper, speak with authority. Declare the end. Assume the position. Talk to yourself as if what you want has already happened, because when you do, your subconscious doesn't know the difference. It accepts it as fact. And once the subconscious is convinced, it moves mountains to make it true. So say, I am no longer hoping. I am walking in it. I am no longer becoming I am. I no longer desire. I have. Your self-talk must evolve from a wish into a witness. From maybe one day to this is who I am now. And yes, at first it may feel strange. Your senses will try to argue with you. Your current conditions may look nothing like the future you're declaring. But that's not your concern. Your concern is not what the eyes see. Your concern is what the soul knows. Let the truth of your new identity be louder than the facts of your current situation. Because facts are temporary. The truth, inner truth, when assumed with conviction, becomes reality. Let the old story die. Let the version of you who keeps rehearsing failure, rejection, and struggle be released. They have no place in this next chapter. They are not required for the vision you hold. They were useful once, but now you rise. So talk to yourself like this. I am the one who things work out for. I am the one doors open for. I am the one people favor. Resources flow to and opportunities align with. I am the one who walks in divine right timing. I do not wait. I know. I do not chase. I attract. Every word you say is either reinforcing your past or creating your future. So speak like a creator. Think like a master. Feel like it's already here. This is not fake it till you make it. This is be it until you see it. The mind doesn't respond to truth or lie. It responds to repetition with emotion. Say it long enough, and your nervous system adjusts. Say it with enough feeling, and your frequency shifts. Say it in faith, and the entire universe responds. You are not speaking to make something happen. You are speaking because in the realm of spirit, it already has. And when you speak from that realm, you call things into form. You bring the invisible into visibility. You bring the intangible into substance. You call forth the reality that was always meant to be yours. Now understand this. There will be resistance, not from the world, but from the old self. The self that's used to the familiar. The self that's addicted to struggle. The self that is loyal to past patterns. And that self will whisper, this is too much. You're not that powerful. You're just pretending. And when it does, speak louder. not in volume, but in conviction. Say, I hear you, but I don't believe you. I bless the old, but I'm not bringing it with me. That version of me is complete. I am not who I was. I am who I decide to be now. And decide again and again, every hour, if necessary, until the new becomes natural. Until you wake up one day and it's no longer affirmations, it's identity. It's not a practice, it's your posture. You no longer have to remind yourself to speak from power, because you are power. You no longer wait for signs, because you are the sign. You no longer look for proof, because your life becomes the evidence. This is what happens when you talk to yourself like this, consistently, boldly, faithfully, for just 30 days. Let me tell you something. The world won't. You do not have to suffer first to be worthy. You do not have to wait years to be ready. You do not have to be perfect to be powerful. You are already enough, already equipped, already chosen. You don't have to earn it, you are it. So speak like it. And when others don't understand, bless them, but don't shrink. When conditions seem slow, trust divine timing, but don't stop. When nothing seems to change for the first few weeks, smile and know that something is already moving beneath the surface. Because life responds not to desperation, but to declaration. And your declaration creates worlds. So again, talk to yourself like this. I am the cause. I am the vessel. I am the fulfillment. I am not under pressure. I am under purpose. I am not hoping for favor. I walk in it. I am not looking for peace. I am peace. Every day, return to your throne. Speak from the mountaintop. Not the valley. Speak from completion. Not desperation. Speak from wholeness. Not wound. Even if you have to speak through tears, let it be so. Even if doubt whispers, speak louder. Even if fear rises, speak firmer. Your voice is the tuning fork that aligns your life. And as you continue, day by day, you will notice you carry yourself differently. You walk into rooms with quiet confidence. You no longer ask for things, you expect them. Not with entitlement, but with embodied knowing. This is what happens when the inner dialogue shifts from uncertainty to assurance. The world bends to meet the one who knows who they are, and you do. So for the next 30 days and beyond, train your inner voice. Let it speak only what aligns with your highest vision. Let it bless, not curse. Let it build, not destroy. Let it claim, not question. You are not speaking for affirmation. You are speaking for creation. And everything you say is law to your subconscious. So speak with intention. Speak with clarity. Speak with power. You are not hoping to become, you are remembering what you've always been. Do this for 30 days. Not casually, but sacredly. Not as habit, but as a holy act of creation. And you will witness what few people ever do. The moment when your inner speech becomes outer experience. The moment when the world begins to reflect not your circumstances, but your convictions. And when it happens, you'll know. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It wasn't effort. It was assumption. It was alignment. It was the word made manifest. Because you finally understood. You were never waiting on anything. Everything was waiting on you. So now you stand at the threshold. Not of possibility, but of permission. Permission to stop living as a reaction and start living as the cause. Permission to speak to yourself not as who you've been, but as who you truly are. Permission to release the doubt, the delay, the fear, and walk boldly into the reality you've already claimed in consciousness. For 30 days, make your inner voice your sanctuary. Let every word you speak to yourself be an act of power. Let every assumption be sacred. Let every thought be rooted in the truth that you are already what you seek. Do not underestimate the quiet revolution that takes place when a soul finally aligns with its highest self. Because when you talk to yourself like this, consistently lovingly and with unwavering conviction, your world cannot remain the same. It must yield. It must reflect. It must obey the one who speaks with the authority of knowing. So go. Begin today. Look in the mirror, not for validation, but to remember. Say it again and again and again. I already am. And then watch as life rises to meet you. Not because you forced it, but because you finally became it. This is your power. This is your birthright. And it all begins with a single decision, to speak only that which aligns with the end you have already seen in your spirit. Do it for 30 days, and I promise you everything will change, because you will. And when you change, the world has no choice but to follow.
How many times have you visualized something you deeply desired, only to find it slipping away from your grasp? Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem to effortlessly manifest their desires, while others struggle? The answer lies not in the world outside of you, but in your own inner world. Let me ask you, what if you could achieve anything you desire in the blink of an eye, in only 3 days, by simply changing the way you think? Imagine that. Your life transforming with a simple yet profound shift in consciousness. Does it sound too good to be true? Well, let me tell you, it isn't. It is a law of the universe that you have yet to master. And I am here to show you how to use that law to bend reality to your will in only 3 days. Today I will reveal a belief system that guarantees your desires will manifest within 3 days. Simply by applying this one truth, what you vividly imagine and believe, you will receive. You may have heard this before, but if you truly understand the power behind it, you will begin to see your life change before your very eyes. Are you ready to learn the key to transforming your reality in just 3 days? The mind is a powerful tool, capable of shaping the very fabric of reality. Too often people see their minds as something passive, something that merely reacts to the world around them. But the truth is, your mind is not passive. It is a creative force, a field of infinite potential. In fact, your imagination is the most potent faculty you possess. It is through the act of imagination that you create the world you experience. If you wish to change anything in your life, you must first change your imagination. What you vividly imagine and feel becomes your reality. Not because the world forces it upon you, but because you, through the power of your imagination, compel the world to reflect it back to you. When you truly understand the power of your imagination, you realize that everything you experience in life is a product of your inner thoughts. Your mind doesn't simply respond to external stimuli. It shapes your reality based on the images, emotions, and beliefs you hold within. The world you see around you is a direct mirror of the images you hold in your subconscious. Every experience you have, every person you encounter, every situation you face has been created in your mind first. This is the starting point of all transformation. To harness the full power of your imagination, you must recognize that it is not enough to just visualize something and hope it will happen. Imagination is not a passive process, nor is it an idle daydream. Imagination is an active, conscious act of creation. When you imagine something, you must immerse yourself in it completely, experiencing it as though it is real in the present moment. You must bring all of your senses into the experience. Feel it, see it, hear it, and taste it, whatever it is that you are imagining. The more vivid and real the image in your mind, the more powerful the creation. The mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is vividly imagined. As far as your subconscious mind is concerned, the moment you imagine something with clarity and emotion, it is as real as any physical event. Many people wonder why their visualizations don't manifest. The answer often lies in their level of engagement with the process. Too often people simply wish for things, thinking that a fleeting thought will bring about change. But desire without a clear, focused imagination is like planting seeds in barren soil. You must feed your imagination with the rich, fertile soil of belief and emotion. Without this, your mental images will lack the energy necessary to bring them into manifestation. Your imagination needs to be nurtured with belief and supported by the emotion of certainty. Only then will the seed you plant in your mind begin to grow and bear fruit in the physical world. Think of your imagination as a sculptor. Just as a sculptor shapes clay with their hands, so too can you shape your reality with the images you hold in your mind. But this is not a passive process. The sculptor does not wait for the clay to shape itself, they actively mold it with intention and focus until it takes the form they desire. In the same way, you must actively and consciously direct your imagination, focusing on the specific outcome you wish to see. You must feel as though it is already happening, right now. The moment you begin to feel the reality of your desire, you unlock the power of creation. The most important part of this creative process is not the image itself, but the feeling that accompanies it. Imagine for a moment that you are visualizing a new job, a new relationship, or a financial breakthrough. If you only picture the outcome in your mind but fail to feel the emotion that would accompany it, joy, relief, gratitude, excitement, then your visualization will lack the necessary energy to bring it into being. It is the emotion, the feeling of having already received your desire, that activates the creative power within your mind. It is through this feeling that the mental image becomes infused with life. To demonstrate this, consider the example of an actor preparing for a role. They spend hours, days, or even months visualizing themselves in the character, imagining every detail, every nuance of the role. They do not merely think about the character, they live in it. They experience the emotions, the thoughts, the gestures as though they are already the character. In this process, the actor becomes the character. Likewise, when you use your imagination to create a new reality, you must do so with the same intensity. You must live in the imagined experience, embody it completely, and allow it to move through you. In this way, your imagination becomes the mold through which your physical reality takes form. The power of imagination is limitless, and when you begin to understand its true potential, you can shape your world as easily as an artist shapes their canvas. Everything begins in the mind. There is no external force that can alter the course of your life unless you allow it to. You are the master of your fate, the creator of your experiences. The key to mastering your life is mastering your imagination. By consciously choosing the images you entertain, and by fully engaging with them through belief and feeling, you begin to mold your life in the image of your desires. Your imagination is not a distant or abstract concept. It is your life's blueprint, the code from which all things emerge. Every time you imagine a possibility, you are setting the stage for its manifestation. The world around you is not separate from you. It is a reflection of your inner state. If you can learn to harness the power of your imagination and create with focused intent, you will discover that the world conforms to your will. So how do you begin? Start with a clear vision, a specific desire, and immerse yourself fully in it. Imagine it as real. Live in that reality. Feel it as though it is happening right now, and allow that feeling to grow and intensify. Your imagination is a dynamic force, and when you use it consciously, you unlock the door to infinite possibilities. The life you have dreamed of is not some far-off future. It is already within you, waiting to be realized. The key is to realize that the power to create it is within your own mind, and it begins the moment you choose to use it. When you desire something, the most important step is to assume the feeling of that desire being fulfilled. This is not simply about thinking about your wish or imagining it occasionally. It is about living in the feeling of the wish fulfilled with such intensity that it becomes a part of your very being. If you want something to manifest in your life, you must first live as though it is already yours. This is the key to bringing your desires into reality. And yet, most people make the mistake of waiting for the external world to reflect their desire before they believe it is possible. But you must reverse this process before the external world shows you anything. You must first feel as though your desire is already a reality. This is where the power lies, in the assumption that your desire has already been fulfilled. The moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you begin to align your inner world with the outer reality you wish to create. When you live in the feeling of your desire already being realized, you are sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind, instructing it to bring forth the conditions, people, and events that will match the image and feeling you are holding in your mind. This process is not something that takes time to develop. It is a shift in consciousness that happens immediately. The key is not to wait for the evidence of the world to validate your belief, but to believe it with such certainty that the world has no choice but to conform to it. Imagine for a moment that you have a deeply desired goal. Perhaps it is a new job, a romantic relationship, or financial freedom. The most natural thing for most people to do is to look around at the physical evidence and think, well, I don't have it yet. It isn't here. They might even wonder when or how it will come. But this is exactly the wrong approach. You cannot wait for external evidence to decide whether or not your desire is valid. You must choose to feel as though it is already yours, to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live from that assumption. The moment you do this, you initiate a process that begins to shift everything around you. This concept is often misunderstood because people confuse it with merely hoping or wishing for something. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is not passive, it is active and alive. It requires you to fully immerse yourself in the experience of your desire as though it is already present. You must live from the end, not from the beginning. For example, if your wish is to own a house, don't focus on the fact that you don't have it yet. Instead, feel the sense of pride, peace, and excitement you would feel if you already owned the house. Imagine yourself in that home, walking through the rooms, feeling the joy and satisfaction that would accompany owning such a space. Feel that ownership, that peace, and let it fill you entirely. This is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. When you live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you are no longer waiting for something to happen, you are acting as though it has already happened. This is a radical shift in consciousness, and it is the essence of how creation works. It is not about forcing outcomes or manipulating circumstances. It is about aligning yourself with the vibrational frequency of the life you want to live. Every feeling you have sends a signal to the universe, instructing it to bring you the circumstances that match your inner state. When you feel as though your wish has already been realized, you are sending out a signal that causes the world around you to reflect that feeling back to you. It is important to understand that the assumption of the wish fulfilled must be persistent. It is not a one-time act, but a continuous way of being. Every moment you are holding the assumption that your desire is already a reality, you are molding the conditions of your life to align with that assumption. This is not something that happens passively. It requires you to actively engage with your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs in a consistent way. When you persist in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled, no external evidence will shake your belief. The world may seem to resist at first, but you must remain steadfast. The moment you waver or doubt, you release the energy that is shaping your reality. This is why persistence in maintaining the feeling of the wish fulfilled is so crucial. There are no exceptions to this law. If you assume that you already have what you desire, the world will rearrange itself to bring you what you have assumed. This is not a mystical process, it is a natural law. Your inner world always shapes your outer reality. And when you align your inner state with the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you set the law of attraction into motion. You do not need to know the how or the when. All that matters is that you live from the end result, feeling as though it is already accomplished. This process of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is not just about thinking or imagining it, it's about experiencing the emotion, the state of being as though it is already happening. If you wish for success, feel the pride and satisfaction of your success now. If you desire love, feel the love and connection as if it is already present. If you want health, feel the vitality and well-being in every cell of your body as though it is already a reality. It is the feeling that gives the power to the imagination. It is the emotion that breathes life into your desires and turns them into tangible experiences. Over time, the more consistently you practice this feeling of the wish fulfilled, the more natural it will become. It will no longer feel like an effort or an exercise. It will become the natural state from which you live. And when you live from that state, your desires will effortlessly manifest. The world will reflect the assumption you have made, and you will witness your desires becoming your reality in ways you could never have predicted. The universe has a way of rearranging itself to match the state of mind you hold. Your job is to live in the feeling of that state, knowing that it must unfold in your experience. This is the true power of assumption, the power to live as though your desires are already fulfilled, to embody the feeling of that fulfillment, and to watch as the world bends to meet your inner vision. Belief is the foundation upon which all manifestation is built. It is the unseen force that shapes reality. You may have heard the phrase, "believe and you shall receive," but let me take a moment to explore the depth of this statement. It is not simply about wishful thinking or hoping that something will come to pass. Belief is a powerful active force that brings the imagined into the tangible. It is the belief in the unseen, the assumption that what you desire is already yours, which enables your desires to manifest. Your belief is the key that unlocks the door to your desires. When you truly believe something is possible, when you fully accept the idea that it is already happening, you align your inner world with the external reality that you wish to create. The universe responds to the energy of belief. It is as though the moment you believe in something, you set into motion a series of events that work to bring that belief into your physical experience. The law of attraction is not just a vague idea, it is the direct result of the belief you hold. When you believe with certainty, you create an unshakable foundation upon which your desires can take form. The power of belief lies in the fact that it influences your perception of reality. Your beliefs determine what you expect to happen, and your expectations shape the events and circumstances you encounter. If you believe that something is possible, you will naturally act in ways that align with that belief. You will make decisions, take actions, and interact with the world in a manner that reflects your belief. On the other hand, if you do not believe something is possible, you will unconsciously create resistance, which prevents the manifestation of your desires. This is why belief is so important. It removes the obstacles, both internal and external, that stand in the way of your goals. Belief is not a passive state of mind, it is a dynamic force. It is the energy behind your thoughts, the fire that fuels your desires. When you truly believe in something, you no longer need to question how or when it will happen. You know that it will. This certainty, this deep-rooted knowing, is what allows your desires to materialize. The world may not yet reflect your belief, but the more firmly you hold that belief, the more quickly it will manifest. The law of belief is unwavering. What you believe to be true becomes your reality. This law does not require proof, evidence, or external validation. All it requires is your unwavering belief. Consider for a moment the beliefs you hold about yourself and your life. How often do you doubt your ability to manifest your desires? How often do you second-guess your own worth or question the possibility of your dreams becoming a reality? These doubts are the very thing that prevent you from manifesting your desires. Doubt is the opposite of belief. It is the force that creates resistance and slows down the manifestation process. When you doubt, you are sending mixed signals to the universe, and this confusion causes your desires to be delayed or blocked entirely. The power of belief requires you to let go of all doubt and embrace the certainty that your desires are already on their way. The moment you let go of doubt and fully believe, you create a clear and focused pathway for your desires to manifest. It is as though you are giving the universe permission to deliver what you have already accepted as true. Belief in your desires is the invitation that allows them to come into your experience. You must believe it fully, without reservation, and you must persist in that belief, even when external circumstances seem to contradict it. Belief works in tandem with the law of assumption. To assume something is true is to believe it with absolute certainty. The more you assume the reality of your desire, the more you anchor that belief within your consciousness. The feeling of belief must be maintained at all times, for the universe responds to your dominant thoughts and emotions. If you believe your desire is already yours, the universe will begin to rearrange itself to bring that desire into manifestation. The moment you let go of doubt and truly accept your desire as a present reality, it begins to take form. It may not happen immediately, but the more you persist in your belief, the more rapidly it will unfold. It is crucial to understand that belief is not just an intellectual understanding, it is a visceral, emotional experience. To truly believe in something, you must feel it deeply within your being. It is the emotional charge that accompanies belief that gives it its creative power. You cannot simply say you believe, you must feel the belief as though it is already true. You must embody the belief in every cell of your body. When you do this, the energy you project is so powerful that it influences the very fabric of reality. Take, for example, a person who believes they are destined for success. This belief is not just something they think about in passing, it is a core belief that defines how they approach every situation, how they speak, how they act, and how they interact with others. Their belief in their own success is so strong that it shapes the opportunities they encounter, the people they meet, and the choices they make. Success does not come to them by chance, it comes because their belief in it is so firmly rooted that it guides every aspect of their life. Success is the natural result of their belief. Similarly, if you believe that you deserve love, abundance, health, or any other desire, that belief will shape your reality in the same way. The stronger your belief, the more rapidly your desires will come to you. Belief is not about effort or struggle, it is about acceptance and alignment with the truth of your desires. When you believe something with unwavering certainty, you are in alignment with the natural flow of creation. Your beliefs shape the world around you, and through your belief, the universe responds. The beauty of belief is that it does not require external validation or proof. You do not need to wait for the world to show you evidence of your desires before you believe they are possible. Belief works in the opposite direction. It is the belief that causes the evidence to appear. Your belief is the catalyst for creation. And it is only by fully embracing and trusting in that belief that you will see your desires materialize in the world around you. The moment you believe, you activate the power of manifestation, and the universe responds by bringing you the circumstances, people, and events that match your belief. The power of belief is the key to creating the life you desire. Every belief, every thought, every desire is energy, and the energy you send out into the world is always reflected back to you in one form or another. This is not a mystical idea, it is a natural law. You see, your mind operates like a powerful magnet, attracting circumstances, people, and events that are in harmony with the thoughts and beliefs you hold. The law of attraction is the simple but profound principle that like attracts like, and it operates in all areas of your life. What you think about most often, what you give emotional energy to, becomes the reality you experience. Therefore, to change your life, you must begin by changing your thoughts. It is critical to understand that your thoughts are not just fleeting mental occurrences, they are vibrational signals that ripple through the universe and attract experiences that match their frequency. Every time you think, you are sending out a vibration that draws situations and experiences that match that vibration. So if you constantly think about lack, about not having enough, or about obstacles, your thoughts will attract more of the same into your life. Conversely, if you focus on abundance, possibility, and success, you will draw experiences that align with these positive, empowering thoughts. This is the essence of the law of attraction. It is not about simply thinking positively for a moment, but aligning your entire being with the vibration of what you desire. The key to mastering this principle lies in your ability to control your thoughts and emotions. Thoughts are like seeds, and your emotions are the soil in which they grow. If you want to attract something specific into your life, you must begin by thinking thoughts that are aligned with that desire. But it is not enough to think about your desire abstractly, you must embody it emotionally. When you feel the joy, excitement, and gratitude, as though your desire has already been fulfilled, you are sending out a powerful signal to the universe, instructing it to bring you exactly what you are feeling. Emotions are the key to unlocking the full potential of the law of attraction. Thoughts without emotion are like seeds planted in dry soil, they will not grow. But when you water those thoughts with strong, positive emotion, they begin to take root and flourish, attracting the very things you desire. The reason why so many people struggle with manifesting their desires is because they are not consistent in their thinking and emotional alignment. They may think about their desire for a moment, feel good about it, and then allow doubt, fear, or negative emotions to take over. This inconsistency sends mixed signals to the universe, causing confusion in the manifestation process. The law of attraction works best when your thoughts and emotions are in alignment, when your entire being is focused on the feeling of having already received your desire. To do this, you must practice mental discipline. You must become aware of the thoughts that you allow to dominate your mind and consciously choose those thoughts that align with your desires. One of the most effective ways to use the law of attraction is to create a mental environment in which your desires already exist. This means filling your mind with thoughts and images that reflect the reality you wish to create. For example, if you want to attract financial abundance, imagine yourself living a life of wealth and ease. Visualize the experiences, the freedom, and the opportunities that would come with such abundance. But more importantly, feel the emotions of that life, feel the joy, the security, and the peace that would accompany financial freedom. This is not a mere fantasy or daydream, it is a mental and emotional alignment with the reality you wish to bring into your experience. When you practice this alignment regularly, you begin to shift your vibration. And the universe responds by bringing you the people, situations, and opportunities that match that vibration. The more you consistently focus on the positive aspects of your desire, the more quickly and effortlessly it will appear in your life. This process is not about forcing or manipulating events. It is about allowing the law of attraction to work naturally through your thoughts and emotions. By focusing on the feeling of having your desire, you align yourself with the vibrational frequency of that desire, and the universe begins to reflect it back to you. It is essential to remember that the law of attraction is always at work, whether you are consciously aware of it or not. Every thought, every belief, every emotion you experience sends out a signal that attracts corresponding events into your life. If you are constantly thinking about what you don't want or worrying about the future, you are sending out a vibration of fear and lack, and the law of attraction will bring you more of those experiences. On the other hand, if you consistently focus on what you want, if you immerse yourself in the emotions of having already received it, you will begin to attract the people, situations, and opportunities that align with those desires. The power of the law of attraction is that it works whether you are aware of it or not. You cannot escape it, and you cannot change the fact that it is always influencing your life. However, by becoming conscious of how it works, you can take control of your thoughts and emotions and begin to direct the flow of energy in your life. You are not a passive participant in this process, you are the creator. Your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs are the tools with which you shape your reality. The more intentional and focused you are with these tools, the more quickly and precisely your desires will manifest. This understanding should empower you because it shows you that you are in control. You do not need to wait for external circumstances to change in order for your desires to materialize. You can begin right now by changing your thoughts and emotions. It may take some practice, and you may encounter resistance from your mind, but persistence will pay off. The more you practice aligning your thoughts and emotions with your desires, the more natural it will become. You will find yourself effortlessly attracting the experiences you desire, and the law of attraction will work for you instead of against you. In every moment, you are sending out vibrations into the universe. Be mindful of what you are thinking and feeling, for these vibrations are the very forces that are shaping your life. Choose to focus on the things you want and align your emotions with the experience of having already received them. In doing so, you will activate the law of attraction in your favor, and the universe will begin to reflect your inner world back to you, bringing your desires into your physical experience. The present moment is the only true reality. It is where everything begins, where everything happens. It is where your power lies. Far too often, people spend their lives looking toward the future or dwelling on the past, and in doing so, they miss the profound opportunity of the present moment. The truth is that the future and the past are illusions. They do not exist in any tangible way. The only real time is now, and it is in the present moment that you create your reality. If you want to change your life, you must learn to live in the present moment with full awareness, for it is here that you plant the seeds of your desires. Most people are constantly thinking about what they want to achieve or what they have not yet accomplished. They live in a state of longing, of wanting something more or better, and in doing so, they keep their desires outside of their experience. They believe that they need to work harder, to wait longer, or to change their circumstances before they can have what they want. But this way of thinking keeps them stuck in a perpetual state of lack. The key to manifesting your desires is not about waiting for the future to unfold or trying to change the past. It is about living in the present moment as though your desires have already been fulfilled. When you live in the present moment, you free yourself from the constraints of time. You stop measuring your success or happiness based on what you have or don't have. Instead, you focus on the now, the only moment in which true creation takes place. In this moment, you have the power to choose how you feel, how you think, and what you believe. The future is merely a projection of your present thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. If you are constantly focused on the future, always thinking that happiness or success is something that will happen someday, you are delaying your experience of those things. You are denying yourself the joy and fulfillment that are already available to you in the present. The present moment is the point of power, and it is the only time in which you can act to change your reality. The key to manifesting your desires is not in trying to control the future or fix the past, but in aligning yourself with the present moment. This means feeling as though your desires are already realized right now. It means living in the state of your fulfilled wish, not as a future event, but as an immediate experience. When you feel the joy, satisfaction, and gratitude as though your desire is already fulfilled, you are tuning into the frequency of that desire, and the universe responds by bringing it into your experience. One of the most powerful ways to align with the present moment is through the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being fully present and engaged with the current moment. It involves letting go of the distractions of the past and the future and focusing on what is happening right now. By practicing mindfulness, you can begin to cultivate a sense of peace and presence that allows you to connect with your desires in a deeper way. When you are mindful, you are not consumed by worry or doubt. You are not constantly thinking about what you need to do tomorrow or what happened yesterday. Instead, you are focused on the now, on the feeling of your desire already being realized. When you focus on the present moment, you naturally release resistance. Resistance is the internal struggle that arises when you believe your desire is not yet yours, when you feel you have to wait for something outside of you to change in order to feel good. Resistance comes from the belief that you are not enough or that your desires are not possible. But when you live in the present moment, as though your desire is already fulfilled, you eliminate that resistance. You stop chasing after what you want and instead simply allow it to come to you. The key to releasing resistance is to trust in the power of the present moment, to believe that everything you desire is already available to you right now. The practice of living in the present moment also involves surrendering the need to control the how and the when of your desires. Too often, people become fixated on how their desires will manifest or when they will appear. This focus on the details only creates stress and doubt. The present moment is about surrendering the need to control every aspect of the process and trusting that the universe will bring you what you need at the perfect time. When you are aligned with the present moment, you are not concerned with the how, because you know that it will unfold naturally. You are simply living in the feeling of your desire, trusting that it is already coming to you. When you focus on the present, you align your thoughts and emotions with your desires in a way that accelerates their manifestation. The law of attraction works by responding to your current vibration, which is determined by your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs in the present moment. If you are always focused on what is missing or what you don't yet have, you are sending out a vibration of lack and limitation. But when you live in the present moment, as though your desires are already fulfilled, you are sending out a vibration of abundance and fulfillment. This vibration attracts the circumstances, people, and opportunities that match it. The present moment is where all power lies. It is the place where your desires are realized, and it is the only place where true transformation can occur. If you want to manifest your desires quickly and effortlessly, you must learn to live in the now. This does not mean ignoring your goals or refusing to plan for the future. It means living fully in the present, knowing that everything you desire is already available to you in this moment. By embracing the power of the present moment, you align yourself with the flow of creation, and your desires will naturally manifest in your experience. The present moment is the key to unlocking the door to your desires. It is where you create, where you align your energy with the universe, and where your dreams become a reality. When you focus on the present and feel as though your desires are already fulfilled, you remove the barriers that stand in your way. You stop waiting for the perfect conditions and instead create those conditions through your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs in the now. The present moment is all that exists, and it is in this moment that you hold the power to transform your life. The future is created in the present, and the life you desire is available to you right now. The process of manifestation begins with the understanding that your imagination is not a mere fantasy. It is the creative force behind the reality you experience. Your imagination is the key to unlocking your desires, for it is the faculty that allows you to see and feel things that are not yet in your physical reality. Most people fail to realize the power of their imagination, often dismissing it as a daydreaming tool, something that has no real bearing on the external world. However, nothing could be further from the truth. Your imagination is the most powerful tool at your disposal, and it is through the vivid mental images you create that the seeds of your desires are sown. The secret to manifestation lies in your ability to use your imagination with focused intention. The moment you vividly imagine a desired outcome, you are sending a powerful signal to the universe that this is your desired reality. The more vividly you can see the desired outcome in your mind, the more real it becomes in your experience. It is not enough to simply wish for something, you must imagine it as though it is already a part of your life. When you use your imagination in this way, you create a mental image that corresponds with your desire. This image then becomes the blueprint for its manifestation in the physical world. Imagination is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. When you imagine something, you are tapping into a higher reality, one that transcends the physical limitations of time and space. Your imagination is a portal to a world of infinite possibilities, and by learning to use it deliberately, you can create anything you desire. The mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. Therefore, when you imagine yourself living the life you want, your subconscious mind accepts that image as your new reality. As you continue to imagine and feel the reality of your desire, you begin to align yourself with the vibration of that desire, and the universe responds by bringing it into your experience. The process of manifestation through imagination is simple but profound. It begins with the act of assuming that your desire is already fulfilled. In other words, you must imagine the end result, not as something that will happen in the future, but as something that is already happening in the present. When you assume that your desire is already yours, you create an inner feeling of joy, satisfaction, and gratitude. This emotional alignment with your desire is the key to bringing it into physical form. You see, manifestation is not just about thinking about your desire, it's about feeling as though it has already been realized. One of the most important aspects of using imagination effectively is the ability to maintain your focus. The mind has a tendency to wander, and it is easy to become distracted by external circumstances, doubts, or negative thoughts. However, if you want to manifest your desires, you must learn to focus your imagination with intention and clarity. The clearer the image you create in your mind, the more powerful the manifestation will be. When you focus on your desire with unwavering attention, you send out a clear and strong signal to the universe, which will then respond by aligning the external world with that image. Imagination is also a tool for shifting your internal state. When you use your imagination to visualize your desired outcome, you are not only creating a mental image, but also generating the feelings and emotions that correspond to that image. This emotional state is crucial because it is the emotional energy that fuels the manifestation process. If you imagine your desire and feel the emotions of gratitude, excitement, and fulfillment, you are vibrating at the frequency of that desire. The more you can cultivate these positive emotions, the more rapidly your desire will manifest. The universe responds to the energy you emit, and when your energy is aligned with the vibration of your desire, it must come to you. It is essential to understand that imagination does not work in the way the logical mind expects it to. The logical mind wants proof, evidence, and certainty before it will believe in something. But imagination works differently. It requires you to let go of doubt and trust in the unseen. The process of manifestation through imagination is an act of faith, a belief that your desire is already yours, even though you cannot yet see it in physical form. This is why the most powerful manifestations come when you release all attachment to the how and when of the outcome. The moment you stop trying to figure out how your desire will manifest is the moment you allow it to unfold in the most harmonious and perfect way possible. Visualization is one of the most effective ways to harness the power of imagination. By vividly imagining the end result of your desire, you begin to impress that image upon your subconscious mind. The more you visualize, the more real it becomes, and the more your subconscious mind accepts it as your new reality. This process is not just about imagining the desire once or twice, it is about making it a daily practice. Every time you visualize, you are strengthening the belief in your subconscious that your desire is already a part of your life. Visualization creates a powerful mental image that aligns with your desired outcome, and this image becomes the foundation for its manifestation. In addition to visualization, it is helpful to incorporate the power of affirmation into your imaginative practices. Affirmations are positive statements that reflect the reality you wish to create. When you repeat these affirmations while deeply immersing yourself in the emotions of your desired outcome, you reinforce the mental image and send out a powerful signal of belief and expectation. Affirmations help to eliminate doubt and resistance, replacing them with certainty and faith in the process. The process of manifestation through imagination requires patience and persistence. It is not always instantaneous, and the results may not always be immediately visible. However, the more you practice using your imagination in alignment with your desires, the more quickly you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your reality. The universe is always responding to the energy you send out. And as you continue to imagine and feel the fulfillment of your desires, you will begin to see those desires materialize in your physical experience. Imagination is the key to creating your reality. It is through the power of vivid, focused imagination that you shape your world and bring your desires into being. When you use your imagination with clarity, intention, and emotional alignment, you activate the law of attraction and set in motion the events that will bring your desires into your life. By embracing the power of your imagination, you become the conscious creator of your reality, able to manifest anything you desire with ease and grace. To achieve success in any area of life, you must first come to understand one profound truth. You are the creator of your experience. The world around you does not dictate your circumstances. Rather, it is your beliefs, your thoughts, and your feelings that shape and mold your reality. Once you accept that you are the creator of your experience, you unlock an incredible power within you, the power to change your life by changing your thoughts. Your internal world is what determines the conditions of your external world. If you want to manifest your desires, you must begin by aligning your thoughts with what you wish to experience. This is a critical understanding because most people go through life reacting to external conditions. They feel powerless in the face of challenges and believe that circumstances control their fate. However, the truth is that you have the ability to change your life by changing the way you think. Your thoughts are the seeds that plant the reality you experience. When you change your internal dialogue and focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, you shift the vibration that you are sending out into the universe. This shift in vibration then attracts the circumstances and opportunities that align with your new thought patterns. The process begins with your thoughts because thoughts are energy. Every thought you think emits a vibrational frequency that influences the energy around you. This energy is like a magnet, drawing similar energy back to you. If you consistently think positive, empowering thoughts, you are sending out a signal to the universe that matches the vibration of your desires. The law of attraction is simple like attracts like. When you focus on what you want and think thoughts that support that desire, you send out an energetic signal that attracts experiences, people, and opportunities that match that signal. One of the keys to manifestation is understanding that the universe is always responding to your thoughts. You may not see immediate results, but the universe is always aligning with the energy you are putting out. It is important to remember that the energy you send out is not just in your conscious thoughts, it is also in your emotions and beliefs. If you have a desire but simultaneously feel doubt or fear, you are sending mixed signals to the universe. This confusion slows down the manifestation process. To accelerate manifestation, you must align your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with the reality you wish to create. The idea of manifestation is not just about thinking positive thoughts and hoping for the best. It requires a deep emotional connection to your desires. You cannot simply think about something once and expect it to appear. You must imagine and feel the experience of already having what you want. This emotional connection is what powers the manifestation process. Feel the excitement, the gratitude, the joy of already living your desired reality. The stronger the emotional energy you put behind your thoughts, the more quickly and powerfully your desires will begin to materialize. Emotion is the key to turning thought into reality. In order to create your desired reality, you must also cultivate unwavering belief. This is where most people face challenges. They may think about their desires, but they are filled with doubt and skepticism. They wonder if it is really possible for them to have what they want, or they question how it could possibly happen. This doubt prevents the energy from flowing freely and delays manifestation. To manifest quickly and easily, you must believe that your desires are already on their way to you. When you align your thoughts with unwavering belief, you remove all resistance and create a clear path for your desires to enter your life. One of the most powerful tools to help you strengthen your belief is the practice of affirmations. Affirmations are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, asserting that your desire has already been fulfilled. These statements should be in the present tense, as though your desire is already part of your reality. For example, if you want to attract financial abundance, you might affirm, "I am abundant and money flows to me easily and effortlessly." By repeating these affirmations with conviction, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind to accept this new reality as true. This shifts your internal beliefs and aligns your energy with the frequency of abundance. The more you affirm these truths, the more they become your reality. Visualization is another powerful tool that works hand in hand with affirmations. When you visualize your desired outcome, you are creating a mental image that sends a clear message to your subconscious mind. Visualization allows you to experience your desire in the present moment, even before it manifests in physical form. By vividly imagining yourself living the life you want, you begin to embody the emotions associated with that life. These emotions, in turn, strengthen the vibrational frequency that you are sending out, aligning your internal world with the external reality you wish to create. It is also important to practice gratitude as a means of reinforcing your belief and emotional connection to your desires. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational emotions you can experience. When you feel grateful for the things you have and the things you are about to receive, you send out a signal of abundance and positivity. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing the belief that you are worthy of receiving everything you desire. By practicing gratitude every day, you create a mindset of abundance, which attracts more of what you want into your life. In addition to these tools, it is essential to maintain a mindset of detachment. While it is important to believe in your desires and take inspired action toward them, you must also release any attachment to the outcome. Attachment to a specific outcome often comes from a place of fear or desperation, which creates resistance and blocks the flow of energy. When you detach from the how and when of your desires, you allow the universe to work its magic. You trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see the results. The moment you release the need to control the outcome, you open the door for your desires to come to you in the most unexpected and perfect ways. You are the creator of your experience, and by consciously choosing the thoughts you think, the beliefs you hold, and the emotions you feel, you can shape your reality. By aligning your internal world with the reality you wish to create, you send out a clear and powerful signal to the universe, attracting the people, opportunities, and circumstances that match your desires. Through the power of focused intention, belief, and emotional connection, you can manifest anything you want. The law of attraction is always working in your favor, and when you master the art of alignment, your desires will flow to you effortlessly. When you begin to truly understand the power within you, the most transformative realization is that you are not at the mercy of external circumstances. The world around you is a reflection of your inner state of being, and it is your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that shape the experiences you encounter. Every experience, event, and person you attract into your life is a mirror of your inner world. This understanding opens the door to an entirely new way of living, one in which you recognize that everything you need to change your reality is already within you. Your outer world cannot change until you change your inner world, for it is your thoughts that direct the course of your life. If you wish to see the changes you desire, you must start by transforming your inner landscape. It begins with the realization that you are constantly creating your reality through your assumptions. An assumption is a belief that you hold about yourself or the world around you, and it is from these assumptions that all experiences are born. What you assume to be true about yourself, others, and life in general is reflected in the conditions of your experience. If you assume that life is full of struggle, that opportunities are limited, or that people do not treat you with respect, these assumptions will continue to shape your world in that image. But on the flip side, if you begin to assume that success, love, and abundance are your natural states, your experiences will begin to reflect those assumptions. One of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal is the ability to change your assumptions. The beauty of this truth is that it does not matter what your current circumstances are, your power lies in your ability to choose new assumptions. When you consciously choose to assume that you are worthy of love, success, and happiness, you shift the vibration you are sending out into the world. This new vibration then attracts people, events, and opportunities that match this belief. The moment you change your assumptions, you are aligning yourself with the frequency of the life you want to experience. Your assumptions become the foundation upon which your reality is built. One of the greatest obstacles to manifesting your desires is the tendency to hold on to limiting beliefs. These beliefs are often formed from past experiences, societal conditioning, or fear, and they can create a mental framework that limits your potential. For example, you may have been taught that money is hard to come by, that you have to work endlessly for success, or that you must struggle in order to achieve happiness. These limiting beliefs create a cycle of lack and limitation that keeps you from stepping into your full power. The key to breaking this cycle is to recognize that these beliefs are not truths, they are simply assumptions that you have accepted as reality. And just as easily as you adopted them, you can choose to replace them with new, empowering assumptions that align with the life you wish to create. To change your assumptions, you must first become aware of the thoughts and beliefs that are guiding your life. This requires honest self-reflection and a willingness to challenge the status quo. When you find yourself thinking negative or limiting thoughts, pause and ask yourself, is this belief serving me? Is this assumption supporting the reality I want to create? If the answer is no, you have the power to choose a new thought, a new belief, and a new assumption. This is where the real work begins, the conscious choice to assume the best, to assume that everything is working out in your favor, to assume that success, love, and abundance are your natural states. As you begin to consciously choose new assumptions, it is important to reinforce them with your emotions. Your emotions are the energetic charge that fuels your assumptions and brings them into manifestation. It is not enough to simply think new thoughts, you must also feel them as true. When you assume that something wonderful is about to happen, allow yourself to feel the excitement, gratitude, and joy of that assumption as though it is already happening. This emotional alignment is what activates the law of attraction and brings your assumptions into physical reality. The more real and vivid you make the feeling, the more quickly and powerfully your new assumptions will manifest in your experience. It is also important to remember that your assumptions do not need to be based on any evidence in the external world. In fact, it is often the absence of evidence that requires the most faith. This is the key to creating change, by assuming the reality you desire before any external evidence confirms it. When you assume something to be true, even if you cannot see any proof of it in the moment, you are planting a seed in your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. Therefore, by assuming the desired outcome and feeling the emotions associated with it, you impress your subconscious mind with that assumption, and the universe begins to bring you experiences that reflect it. One of the most powerful ways to reinforce your assumptions is through visualization. When you vividly imagine yourself living your desired life, you create a mental image that sends a clear signal to your subconscious mind. As you imagine and feel the emotions of your desired outcome, you are not just wishing for something to happen, you are assuming that it is already happening. Visualization serves as a tool to anchor your assumptions in the present moment, allowing you to feel as though your desire is already fulfilled. The more vividly you can visualize, the more powerful your assumption becomes, and the faster it will begin to manifest in your physical reality. It is also essential to practice patience and trust in the process. The moment you assume a new reality, the wheels of creation begin to turn. However, the manifestation process may not always be immediate. It requires faith and patience to allow your assumptions to take root and unfold. Trust that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if you cannot yet see the results in your physical world. The more you trust and believe in your assumptions, the faster they will materialize. The power of assumptions lies in their ability to shape your reality. When you consciously choose to assume the best, when you release limiting beliefs and replace them with empowering ones, you begin to change your world. Your assumptions become the blueprint for your experiences, and the more you focus on your desired reality, the more it will be reflected in your external circumstances. Remember, you are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of your life. Your assumptions are the key to unlocking the life you desire. Choose wisely, feel deeply, and trust that your desires are already on their way to you. In conclusion, the power to shape your reality lies within you. By understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions are the driving forces behind your experiences, you open the door to limitless possibilities. Each keynote we've explored underscores the simple yet profound truth: you are the creator of your life. The external world mirrors your internal state, and by consciously directing your thoughts and emotions, you can manifest your desires with ease and grace. Manifestation is not a passive process, it is an active creation of your reality. It requires a deep belief in your own power, the willingness to shift your mindset, and the practice of assuming the best in every situation. Through visualization, affirmation, and emotional alignment, you harness the immense creative power of your mind. It is through this conscious choice to believe in the possibility of what you desire, regardless of external circumstances, that you allow those desires to take form in your life. As you move forward, remember that you are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the architect of your experiences, and by choosing your thoughts with intention, you can transform your reality. The key to manifestation lies in your ability to trust the process, maintain unwavering belief, and feel the emotions of your desires as though they are already fulfilled. By doing so, you align yourself with the universe and create a life that reflects your deepest aspirations. Your journey of manifestation begins now. With each thought, belief, and assumption you hold, you are shaping the life you are meant to live. Trust in your power, embrace the process, and watch as the life you have always dreamed of unfolds before you. The world is yours to create.